For this recipe, I'm going to show you how to make an alternative Christmas dessert, and it's a frangipane tart. And instead of using Bakewell, the traditional recipe using some jam, we're going to use some of this lovely mincemeat, this Simply Better cranberry and chocolate mincemeat. So this is made from Siobhan Lawless from Foods of Athenry. So this is her here. She makes the most amazing mince pies. That's the beautiful Siobhan there. She's a great lady. So this is her mincemeat, Foods of Athenry. They're just great producers. So this is, the Make Christmas for Everyone, the Simply Better. This is their beautiful, I suppose, story of the beautiful produce, the producers, all that, and lots of lovely recipes. So it should be in your local Dunnes stores, and also you can download it online, so you can. So there's lots of inspiration coming up to Christmas. Okay, a lot of this can be done ahead. So we're going to serve with a really nice rum custard. I'm going to talk to you about that. We have some sugar pastry, and I'll post the recipe after I post it on Instagram and social media. So this is some sugar pastry here. So all we have is just some butter, some sugar, some flour. There's an egg yolk in that. You can put a little bit of vanilla into it. You can put cinnamon into it. You can mix it up a little bit, but it's just a plain sugar pastry. So it's raw. It's a loose bottom cake, kind of like flan tin for quiches, for tarts, that kind of thing. And that's a 9-inch wide, so it is. So, okay, so that's already rolled out nice and thin. Now I'm going to show you to make frangipane. Butter at room temperature, really important. We're going to put in some ground almonds. Okay. We're going to put in some icing sugar. And then we're going to put in some flour. So this is all going in here. Into this, we're going to put in some vanilla extract. Just a nice little drizzle of that. 2 of the corn-fed eggs. So that's the corn-fed eggs that I'm using in this recipe. So there's one. And then another one. Now you can put orange zest. You can put lemon zest, but I'm going to put some of this beautiful spice. It's some ground cinnamon there that I'm going to use. So this is all organic. These lovely spices from Oko, they're based in Athlone. You see me using them in lots of my recipes, and roughly about half a teaspoonful goes in there. So that lovely smell of cinnamon. It's a fabulous product. We're going to whip this all together. I'm using this electric mixer. You can use a KitchenAid or whatever blender you have. Just literally place this in, start it off low, and then you're just going to mix it all together. The great thing about this mixture here, it's like a frangipane we call it, it's going to keep in your fridge for easily up to a week. So we love things we can make ahead. Now turn it right up. So the 2 eggs are in there. Now I'm just going to stop this for a minute, because one thing I forgot to put in was a little bit of some rum. It's really good. Now don't forget, in the mincemeat you already have rum, so if you don't have it, don't worry about it. You could use this liqueur made in Cavan Cool Swan if you wanted to. As I say, you can put the lovely juice of, the zest of an orange, vanilla pod, but I use the vanilla extract. So just mix this all together. So this technique is known as creaming. Your butter at room temperature, your 2 full eggs in there, plain flour, not self-raising flour, I don't know if I said that. And then what we do is just literally mix that all together and ground almonds. Okay, I'm going to use a spatula, and I'm going to show you exactly what I want from the consistency. So you mix that all together. It tastes so good. So can you see that there? Really, really good. Keeps really well. If you make it ahead, take it out about maybe half an hour before you're going to use it. Okay, I'm going to move that out of there. So I have 2 of the jars just taken out and just literally kind of brought to room temperature. So remember, the pastry is rolled out nice and thin, and then this is that lovely chocolate and cranberry, and you can see the grated carrot. So I had the pleasure of going down, meeting Siobhan and the team. Wonderful part of the country, Foods of Athenry. They're just great producers, they really are. Their mince pies, anything they make is just super. So we're just going to literally just spread this out with a spoon. If you just push it down, see the technique that I'm doing here. So just kind of press it. So remember, the pastry is not baked blind. You bake it, and it takes about 30 to 35 minutes. The oven is preheated at 180, everyone. Every oven is different. So we already have one done because it does take quite a while. And this can be made ahead. You can make individual, kind of like little tarts if you want to, but I think a large one like this is great. So can you see that there? Just kind of push it down. Just go right to the edge. You want to make sure that it's completely kind of covered. And that is how we start that. Okay, next thing is our frangipane. So using the spatula, that's what I'm using here. It's nice and soft. It's a really lovely recipe, this. So even if you're making Bakewell tart, you could put some of the Simply Better raspberry jam made from Wexford preserves, and you could put that at the bottom and then put the frangipane on top. So see the way I'm just bringing this to the edge here, just using the spatula. I have it on the tray, and it's a little tip, just it makes it easier to take it in and out of the oven. Okay, so just go right to the edge for this. Now, one more thing we need to do, and then it goes into the oven. It's that easy, it really is. The key is that really nice mincemeat and the frangipane. So just go to the edge of that and you just scrape it all. For a little bit of texture, I like to put some flaked almonds just over the top. So you have ground almonds in the filling and then some flaked almonds, and just sprinkle it and be generous with the flaked almonds. So they're going to bake off, so they are. So just sprinkle it all over to the edge. And then this goes in. So you have your oven preheated, 180, it's a fan oven. All my recipes are for a fan oven. And then this is going to take about 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to pop that in. So you see why it's on the tray, it just makes it easier to lift in and out. It's just a wee tip for you. So I'm going to pop that in there. And here's one we've made earlier. So we baked this off roughly about an hour and a half ago. Let it sit in the tin, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to literally lift it out, and it's a loose bottom, kind of like flan tin. Now it looks lovely like that, but I want to show you what I'm going to do with it. We're going to brush it with a little bit of apricot jam, and I'm just going to get some orange zest in here. Apricot jam, that's all I have there, and just a little bit of orange zest, and this is going to be just brushed over it, and it'll give a lovely shine. Now there's something we use in the restaurant when we do something like this in the cookery school. It's like a sugar glaze. It's kind of like a professional thing, but apricot jam will work perfectly at home. So just literally soften this, just makes it easier. You can pop it into the microwave, you can put a little bit of contour into that, you know, you can just jazz it up. But I think you have enough probably flavours going on. So you want it, if you can see that, just kind of that loose consistency. Thanks, Camilla. And then bring this over, and then we're just going to literally brush this. So this will just give a lovely shine. Nice flavour too, to be honest with you. I think with the orange zest, it's really, really nice in it. You could put rum into it, but maybe we have enough rum in it. But we're going to put some rum into the custard. I really, really do like a rum custard. So that's it there. This will keep, I wouldn't keep it in the fridge, keep it in an airtight container. It can be done the night before. It's always nice done fresh, but it will keep really, really well. And you have that lovely kind of shine. Look at that. So make sure you go right all over that. Okay, we're going to serve this up in a moment. Before I do, this is some of the Simply Better Madagascar custard. So all I've done is just put it into a saucepan. I've kind of loosened it up just with a tiny little bit of water. So that's just made with sugar, egg yolks, free range egg yolks, some cream, some vanilla. It's made from a company called Dunmanway, in Dunmanway, called Spice of Life. And it's an excellent custard, so it is. So I've just loosened it up, and all I'm going to do is put in a capful of rum. So just a nice little capful will give a really, this is so good. See, with your Christmas pudding, this custard is so delicious with rum. It's what I always serve with it, with my Christmas pudding. So that's what we have there. So you can see the lovely vanilla, the vanilla from Madagascar. So just warm that up. It doesn't have to be hot, just warm through. Okay, we'll get a slice. Bring this over here. That is my cream. And what we're going to do is we're going to serve it with some cream. So I'll just get my plate. And what we'll do then is just a tiny little spoonful of the custard to the side. Not a tiny, a nice generous one. I forgot to say that this custard will keep really well with the rum for 3 or 4 days, no problem. Okay, we'll cut into our tart using a big chef's knife. And then just literally nice big slice of this. And I just want to bring it over to you. And then you can see the whole kind of mincemeat there. Can you see that there? So I put 2 of the jars in this. So you want a really nice thick layer of the mincemeat. you want to be able to know that you're eating it. It looks lovely, really lovely and moist. And then with this, just a little bit of whipped cream. So just some cream which is already whipped, just over to the side. You can serve it with ice cream, and that's a really simple, delicious alternative dessert. That's my frangipane mincemeat tart, using this gorgeous cranberry and chocolate mincemeat from Foods of Athenry. It's a really lovely product. Serve with a rum custard, a little bit of whipped cream. So listen, enjoy this and enjoy the food with your family, your friends, whatever, at Christmas, and have a great Christmas and enjoy the good food. Enjoy this recipe. Thank you.